The AP CSP Create Task is the performance project that counts directly toward your final AP score, and it has three deliverables you submit through the digital portfolio: a working program you wrote yourself, a video that's 1 minute or shorter showing the program run, and a personalized project reference document with the code segments you'll write about on exam day. It is not an essay about coding. It is real evidence that a real program works. Your program needs six specific elements that the College Board checks against every submission. The program must have a clear purpose and run without crashing. It must accept input from the user during execution, not just hard coded values. It must produce output that depends on processing. It must use a list or other collection meaningfully, not just declare one. It must include a procedure you wrote with a parameter that actually changes behavior. And it must demonstrate all three control structures together: sequencing, selection, and iteration. Miss any one of these, and the rubric row tied to it goes to zero. The rubric awards 6 points total, one per row, and each row is judged independently. Row 1 checks that your program has a clear purpose and the demo runs cleanly. Row 2 checks that your list stores meaningful data, not decorative variables. Row 3 checks that the list actually simplifies your code instead of just sitting there. Row 4 checks that your procedure parameter changes observable behavior when you pass different arguments. Row 5 checks that sequencing, selection, and iteration all appear in substantive logic. And row 6 checks that you can describe specific test cases with named inputs and outputs, not vague claims like I tested it. Every row functions as its own contract with the grader. The strongest Create Task projects are narrow enough to finish, rich enough to require a list and a parameterized procedure, and simple enough to demo cleanly in under 60 seconds. Good examples include vocabulary quizzes that store terms in a list, personal budget trackers that recalculate totals when parameters change, and adaptive practice engines that pick questions based on previous misses. Avoid online multiplayer games, anything requiring a paid API or secret key, and glossy projects copied from tutorials. If you cannot explain every line aloud without notes, the exam day written responses will fall apart. 3 mistakes show up year after year and cost students who would otherwise score well. The first is parameter theater, which means your procedure accepts a parameter, but the body ignores it. Graders specifically check whether passing different arguments produces different output. The second is decorative collections, where a list exists in your file, but the program would behave identically without it. The third is weak testing narratives, where you write, I tested it and it worked, instead of citing specific inputs, expected outputs, observed outputs, and the code change that closed the gap. Fix these three and you protect roughly half your points. Submission is its own skill, and missing a step can zero a component even when your code is solid. Freeze your code snapshot before you generate the personalized project reference, because graders compare PPR citations against your exact submitted code. Record your 1-minute video showing live input, live processing, and live output without your face, name, or any personal information visible. Hit Final Submit on all 3 pieces separately, then tell your teacher immediately so they can confirm before the College Board deadline. Most students who lose the whole task lose it to a missed confirmation, not bad code.
The link in the description has a full Create Task planning template, the rubric breakdown, and AP CSP practice questions on Unit 1 program development. They're built to lock this in before exam day. Try them and subscribe if this helped.